What it do? What it do? Welcome in, everyone. Man, I want to welcome everyone to the Points Blank Experience. It is your boy Rod. I'm going to actually bring myself in here and do a little introduction, and then I'm going to do this a little different, man. Hope everybody's having a happy Thursday. I was about to say Wednesday, man. I don't even know what day it is, y'all. Anyway, charge it to my heart. Don't charge it to my heart. Whatever they say, man, I don't even want to say what's going on. Hey, welcome to the Points Blank Experience. On this channel, we have a simple slogan. It is real talk from a point blank perspective. I don't sugarcoat anything. Matter of fact, I only like sugar in two things. That's Kool-Aid and coffee, baby. I quit drinking Kool-Aid when I was a kid, and I barely drink coffee with sugar nowadays. So, hey, we get down to the real deal. And tonight I have a special guest. It's been a long time coming, a very long time. I wanted to interview her probably, I'd say, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, shortly after I created the Points Blank Experience, and it took a while. But what I wanted to do before I did that and bring her up, I was working on something today, and I thought about something. And I see we got 3 real homies in the crib. Y'all do me a favor. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you select all. It's going to default to personalized so you don't miss out on future interviews. And I'm going to talk tonight. Part of the reason why I created this channel, we're going to do a kind of little flow from PBT up until where we are now. And it's going to be part of the interview with my special guest, Joy from Be The Difference Clothing. Man, that just the name of that. When I first heard that name, that really made me gravitate toward it. But before we get into that, y'all, let me describe what you're about to see. What you're about to see, and this is not everyone, and I took a little time, and this is the rough draft. So if you're here now, you're seeing a rough draft of a PBT special, an exclusive, and these are some of the guests that we've had on the channel. And man, I gotta go through it. I gotta really dig deep and look at all the thumbnails because I've actually got rid of some of the pictures. It's been quite a few, but I just wanted to share that with everyone. Y'all bear with us. We're gonna get that going, and then we're gonna get our guests up here. This is like 50 seconds, maybe 52. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I'm getting ready to bring my guest up. Just wanted to see how that'll work. I don't even know if it went right. I don't even know if y'all saw it. I saw it, but y'all put a 1 in the comments if y'all saw that, because I'm going to have to put a 1. I saw it. Maybe I put 6 ones for everybody that's in here. But without any further ado, I'm going to have her mute her mic. We're going to go ahead and bring our guest up and get this thing rolling. And without any further ado, I want to welcome Joy from Be The Difference Clothing, LLC to the stage. Welcome, my sister. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing?
I'm good. Did you see that little intro?
Yes. I was like, oh, I know them.
Man, it took me back. I'm surprised I didn't start crying today, man. It took me back a little bit, and just to look at some of the people that, and I'm, y'all, since I ain't got too much to do these days, I'm going to actually go through, once I get everybody situated, and I want to see how many subscribers are total. That's what I really want to do. And I may have to go to Instagram, or I don't know. But we ain't worried about that tonight. What we worried about tonight and what we're concerned with is I I have a young lady here. And before I say anything else, I'm going to let Joy, I'm not going to even leave. I'm just going to sit here and listen with y'all. But I'm going to let Joy tell everybody a little bit about herself because I got a whole lot of questions, Joy. Don't tell them too much now.
All right, just a little, I'll give you a little taste.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little something.
Yeah, just a little taste. So my name is Joy. The Difference is a clothing brand that I started back in 2013, incorporated in 2014, and also trademarked by 2014. And what we do is print positive messages on clothing. It's a way to inspire without having to say a word. So if you're a person that's lost for words or don't know what to say, that's where Be the Difference comes in. We have the solution. And I feel like it's one way that our world can be a little bit more WHOLE by just being an example. There's a lot of people who are hurting, and we could go deeper into that. There's a lot of people who are hurting that don't necessarily need a word, but a smile could be a world of a difference. So that's what we do. Oh, and I'm also an author, and we just started doing print on demand. So if you ever need anything custom printed or embroidered, or if you just want to do it yourself, we provide transfers as well.
Y'all heard it. Author, content creator, Instagram, YouTube, printing on demand. I just found out what that was when I got on YouTube. She done told me that about 7 years ago. I'd be like, what is that? But anyway, hey, you got an order? Get in touch with Joy, Be the Difference Clothing, and see if it can be done. I'm pretty sure it can, because I don't watch a lot of videos with her making shirts and hats and other stuff and at venues and events. And we're going to get in all that. Author. How many books? I know how many she got. How many you got? Tell for the people in the back, how many books you got, Joy?
It's 6 now. We got them right here. It's 6 now.
Y'all, let me put that on the big screen. Let me take me down.
It's 6 now. Yeah. I'll show you guys. So this is my first book. Started it off. I never thought I could be an author ever. That was never in my thought process. My second book, as you all know, if you know about the socks that we printed, it was only available on socks. So that's part 2. Part 3, this is about love. Then we have part 4, the most popular, about vision boards. And then part 5, I don't have part 5 here. And this is part 6. And I just released this in August. It's called The End, Quotes by Joy. I wanted to do something dramatic, so that's it.
Wow, man, I'm meeting a lot of authors, man. I don't know. I'm slipping on the banana peel. I know Wanson, you, Anwar, me got a book coming out. I don't even know who else got a book. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be, rest in love. I'm gonna be like D'Angelo. Mine gonna be just be untitled.
It was by accident.
I ain't gonna release it till at the funeral.
It's by accident. It was by accident. I had no idea.
Wow.
That was on the plans.
So, where are you originally from, Joy? If you don't mind.
I'm from New Jersey. I was born. I am in Jersey City. I was raised in Jersey City. So I've existed before and after time. So yeah, it's been a long time, very long time.
So you've been in Jersey. You're from Jersey. You still live in Jersey, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any aspirations to ever leave Jersey, or is that Jersey just it?
So here's the thing. I don't believe that as human beings we should settle in one area particularly. So I would love to. I'm open, and I would love to have residency in multiple locations. Like, why not 6 months here, 3 months there? Just live, enjoy life.
That's one of the questions I'm going to bring up here momentarily about enjoying life. And y'all, if y'all see me looking down, I have my questions. I'm trying something new, but I don't know if I want to try it. I have them on my phone. And I also have them on my computer, but I just see that computer really, me getting messed up, and that not working out too well for your boy. So I'm just going to use my phone. Now, what made you start a YouTube channel? Of all things, what made you get in front of that camera and say, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to tell the world about Be the Difference Clothing?
Well, first of all, I never wanted to be in the forefront at all. But what really made me come on YouTube was, at the time, YouTube was about content. And so I said, why not start something where people can relate to other human beings, like regular everyday human beings. So I started a series called Our Lives Seen Through My Eyes. And so basically, I was just gathering everyday people who just wanted to talk about whatever it is that happened in their life. So I had one, she's hey Afro, she's the one that started it. She was talking about her son who passed away from an overdose. Then we had a PK kids perspective. Then we had medical. Then we had education. So like it was just a series. And then other than that, once I realized you can get monetized, and get paid, that's when I was like, fine, I don't know what else I can do, but I just have to show my face. And that's where Hello World came about.
Wow. And when I look at you, Joy, I don't see a person that ever cared about monetization. And I've never met you in person. I've only virtually met you, and I've seen you several, obviously, even way before I researched for this interview. I've always seen a person that just genuinely cared. It wasn't, you have a lot of people in the different circles that I'm in. They don't care about the monetization. They don't care about the money. I can name two right off the bat. I want to say, I think Evolving with Etta told me that, and I know Brown and Beachy told me that from way, way, way when I first started. I don't care about the money. I'm in this here just to show my travels and have memories. And I'm going to ask you a question right now that I normally wait to the end, but I moved this to the front because this is right around the time when I have the most people in here. If you could meet one person, here or not here, meaning alive or deceased, famous or not famous, who would it be?
I would say Lauryn Hill. Because I think that would be a dope conversation just to have lunch. And I think that would be a dope conversation. Just because if you if you listen to any of her interviews outside of being a celebrity, she's really deep. And I'm like, ooh. So like I would say Lauryn Hill is one of them.
Wow, it's crazy, man. When I asked that question, man, I've heard it all, man, and that's my favorite question because I've yet to hear the same two people. I've yet to hear that, and Lauryn Hill has never been on the list.
Yeah,
obviously, but I remember my brother-in-law. I'm not married now, but I don't believe in saying my former brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, he had his own driving service or whatever before Uber. And he had Lauryn Hill as a client.
okay.
And he said she was the most down to earth person in a celebrity status. And he knew quite a few that he had ever met. He said,
She's
man,
from Jersey.
And she was in Atlanta at the time. He said, I got who I had in the back. He said, I wasn't starstruck. It wasn't anything like that. And hey, shout out to everybody that's in here tonight. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here. I'm seeing some old names. Pretoria Afro. I haven't seen that name in a while. We got Wild Loves to Motivate. We got Keeping Up with the Griffins. We got Team Reese Travels, Information Man Show, Salute and Respect. We got, let me make sure I ain't Most Hated Bronze Power God, man, big supporter. We got Wild Loves in here dropping those. Hit the like buttons in case your boy forget, which I am. And you knew.
Hey.
Man, my glasses ain't working right tonight, y'all. I'm just letting you know. I don't know. It must be a swim. Maybe they some of them smart glasses. So, Lauryn Hill. Now, let me see here. Do you remember when you did how long ago has it been, or even the exact date and the title of your first YouTube video?
I mean, I don't know when that was. Like, I know it had to be almost 10 years ago, right? It had to be. And the first video I remember, I was just like, hi guys. So yeah. And then it was probably 10 minutes. I can imagine it was probably 10 minutes. And when I saw it, I was just like, oh my goodness, what in the world? Like, you couldn't have done better than this? Why are you all over the place?
Actually, the first one I see,
Uh-huh.
and it's probably you probably didn't even classify it as a video, was 1 minute and 11 seconds from June 15th,
Wow.
2014, 11 years ago. Yes,
Dang.
happy Father's Day.
It was. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was
I do my
that was okay.
research.
That was probably the very first video I've ever posted on YouTube itself.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
and
trying, that was back when the company just started, and I was trying my best to like, hit the streets and get people to know the brand. That's what it is. That's what that was.
now thinking of 2014, that was a long time ago. I didn't even know how to, probably didn't even know anything about YouTube.
Mhm.
Over the years, the evolution and looking at how it's changed, and I know you're not even really messing with it. You're over on TikTok now, and
Yeah, I'm all over.
yeah, you're everywhere. You're not just centralized on YouTube like a lot of us. And I'm starting to branch out, and it's a different beast. And I know Meet and I have been branching out quite a bit. Your favorite couple, and a lot of people. Do you think right now YouTube is overly saturated, or overly saturated with maybe not the best content?
I think YouTube is trying to keep up with the competition, and that's why shorts are pushed out so much more now. Because you know, social media and media in general has kind of dumbed us down to a 15-second brain span. So that's why shorts are so, important. And when we go on the other applications, they all are like 15 seconds or less. And you have some videos that can be 10 minutes, but you may not get as much views from it as a quick video that people just can swipe, keep swiping, keep swiping, keep swiping, endless swiping. So I think YouTube will always be timeless, for long form and how to's. All the other ones are going to be great for just, connecting quickly, battling, like a different stream of income for people. But YouTube isn't going anywhere. They're just going to have to keep on competing and picking up whatever ways of work for other platforms.
Okay. Now I'm about to dive into why the people came here. Now I don't, y'all, just if this your first time here, I don't follow. Don't think I'm about to just talk about YouTube. Then I'm gonna talk about books. I like to jump around because I like the element of surprise. I like to surprise my own self. So my next question here is, in your fourth book, which is quotes that make you say, "Oh."
Hmm.
You have this little series on TikTok where you just flip to a page and you
Yes.
just read whatever quote you flip to, and then you elaborate. Y'all dissect it, as you call it.
Uh,
Well, it was one I ran across said, "You're only worth what you think you are." Can you give us your what did you mean when you said it? You're
it's
only
like
worth what you think you are.
it's like um, basically making ourselves more accountable to ourselves. Like we always talk about worthiness and worth, and we always think it's outside, but everything really is from inside. So if you don't know what worth is or value is, but you start to see like the different stages that you've lived through in life. You've lived through heartbreak, you've lived through traumas, you've healed from traumas, some traumas, you've been able to cope with traumas. That is building your worth and your values. Like, what do you value? Do you value life, nature, other people's opinions, perspectives? Can you, whatever. So, like, that attributes to what your worth is in general. And I feel like the more we think about those things, we'll realize how beautiful we really are and how important and how necessary each and every breath that we take is for another human being and ourselves. So, your worth doesn't always have to be just financially. It's about the spirit, the mind, the soul.
Mm.
So that's what that quote really meant. So it's kind of like points the finger back to you to think about, like, well, you know what? I do have value. I am important, So yeah. Remember, you are worthy first, no matter what.
as y'all can see why I brought her here. And today I went on a home stretch of research for the interview. And actually today was the day I did a promo. And usually on the last day, I'll just say, hey, it's almost showtime. But I did a promo and say, I'm about to go deep. Joe, I'm gonna ask you a question. And this one, I want you to think about before you answer it, because I'm gonna put something out there while you're thinking about it. You can answer it like that. I already know you can answer it in less than a minute. But I don't answer. I'm gonna ask the question. I want you to let it marinate like a slab of ribs. What is your vision of self-love? Don't answer. Let that marinate. Now, I want to read to everybody, and I'm going to read it normally, and I probably don't even have to read this, but I'm going to get ready to get a little deep, Joy. And everybody that watch me, now, I don't drop gems, I don't drop nuggets, I drop boulders, but I want to read this here. A lot of people, when they think about, and I'm probably not going to read it because I wrote it, so I remember half of it, but when people think about self-love, I always hear, this is what I hear. And this is probably what I described: pedicures, manicures, spas. But what about doing some self-love and not even leaving the crib? Unless I ain't talking about no pedicure at home, I ain't talking about no manicure at home, and I ain't talking about no dang on getting in the tub with no jets. What about that good old-fashioned mirror that you got somewhere in your house? How about walking up to that mirror? Now I'm gonna have to read because I really want to make sure I don't miss a word of this. And this, I ain't read this nowhere. I wrote this down. But when you get up in the morning, go and look in the mirror. No makeup, no beard oil, none of that old hoopla stuff that come along with looking good for the people. How about just with just I ain't talking about from the neck down. I'm talking about from the neck up, naked. Look in the mirror and just say, I'm beautiful and I am somebody. Let's start there. Let's self-love right there. I'm beautiful and I'm somebody. Then we're going to move down a little bit. And these are some of the things I do. Today is my day. I will not be denied. I don't care if the boss cursed me out. I don't care if the man at the gas station upset me. I'm not going to let anyone ruin my peace and my happiness. A little bit of self-love. Now, you didn't left the house because you went to the gas station. Now, what about the people that's going to the gym? Don't wait for no validation for somebody to tell you, girl, you look good. Hey, homie, I see you losing weight. Your pants fitting different. How about going and say, hey, I might not be there, but I'm making progress. That's a little bit of self-love. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, and I don't need no phone to say this, instead of getting on social media and putting all your damn business out there and looking for validation from people you don't even know, maybe, how about go and talk to one person you don't know? I've done it. It may cost a little bit. Don't go to 2-minute sessions. Spread them out. But go talk to a therapist. Talk to somebody that can't judge you because they don't know you. And then the last thing, damn the Joneses. Have the Joneses keep up with the Johnsons, the Williams, the Smiths, and everybody else that's watching this live stream. Joy, what is your vision of self-love?
My vision is connecting with nature, God, because if we are able to do that, we're just completely giving up control. Well, not all the way 100%, but like majority control, so that God, our maker, creator, whoever you believe in, can actually guide us to have a more gentle experience in life and a more loving experience in life and having better collaborations and relationships with people. So that's what I think self-care is really healing that soul. We've all grown up pretty much broken and traumatized. And I feel like if we can go back to the root, everything that branches up and grows from there is going to be even more strong, more healthy, and more fruitful. So nature and God, that's the most important thing.
Wow. Now, I'm gonna get you to go a little deep now because I was watching a video and you know, y'all, I'm about to step on my own toes possibly. And I didn't think about this question before I even thought about asking Joy. Joy said, you know, I guess I do got to read the beginning of it, but Joy said, hold up, my phone trying to trip here. I think it's at the beginning. Yeah. Uh, Actually, before I get to that question, I'm just going to ask you this question here. You've been interviewed by several people, and I ain't talking about just no YouTube. You've been interviewed by radio stations and other people. I ain't gonna ask you about your favorite. What was your most memorable interview?
Oh my goodness. It was with I don't remember the name of the show at the moment, but it was with these a teacher and it was at a rapper group. They're the ones that taught me about valuing my creative writing. They were on, I interviewed them here on
Mm-hmm.
Hello World, and then they had me in their studio. It was so good. I forget what it was called at the moment, but yeah, that was probably one of the most memorable. And if you guys want to find that interview, I do have a playlist of interviews, and that one is on there. Um, but yeah, that was one. And these guys, and what was crazy is these guys, they were so like spiritually like up there. Like they knew their stuff. So going in there, they could tell whether I was full of crap or not. But they were like, we ended up talking for a very long time. It's like, sis, this was really good. Like we had a really good time. And I was so nervous because I knew what I was walking into. But they were one of the most memorable interviews I've ever done.
Wow.
That was about 8 years ago. So forgive me for not remembering.
Oh,
But
you don't owe us no apology,
it
man.
was
You
so
know they
good.
call me an OG. You're a triple OG. You're a triple OG. I got that from Family Business.
They were super dope.
You know, that's why I wanted you on here. That's why I've been wanting you because you take the simplest words and really make people think.
Mm.
And that's what life is about. We'll take the simplest thing and overcomplicate it beyond belief. What they say, make a mountain out of a molehill. I don't even know what a molehill look like, but it must be small. But we overcomplicate things. Enjoy, just research, y'all. Please, TikTok, YouTube. I ain't even touched the service on YouTube. Then I jumped over to TikTok like a dummy, and then I got lost over there because it was so much information just coming out. Y'all, I'm gonna say this here, and we're gonna come back, we're gonna circle back around, but live streams, people have told me, Rod, you the king of live, blah, blah, blah. This woman has done, I lost count at 1,041 episodes of Hello World, a live talk show on YouTube. 1,000, hell, I ain't even got 1,041 videos
Yeah,
on
but
YouTube.
here's the clincher. It was 7 days a week. That's what it was. It was
Woo!
7 days a week. Yeah, we were in competition a little bit because I think at that time you had like 2 channels and you were going live on both of them. And I was like, dang, yo, he already had 500. Yeah. I was at that time when you were at 500, I was probably like close to 8 or 9. I was like, okay. And I was secretly like, we in competition.
Well, Joy, let me tell you something. And
7 days a week. Did it
this
in three
between
years.
me and you right now. They ain't seen nothing yet.
Ah, I know
I had
that's
a full-time job when that was going on. I ain't got number time. Now
yeah.
time on my mind. Anyway,
Speaking of
y'all
that,
didn't hear that.
no, no,
Hey,
no. Let's stay on that. Let's stay on that topic because speaking of that, I got my freedom papers too. I got my freedom papers too. So I do full. I be the difference. I do full time now.
so for the people in the back, what's some freedom papers? I mean, was you in jail?
I was in jail. I was in the W-2 sector. I was in the W-2 sector. Nothing wrong with the W-2 sector, but it wasn't built. I wasn't built to be in the W-2 sector for like all my life. And it's so much easier. I get to wake up whenever I literally can wake up whenever I feel like. I literally could do whatever I want with my time, but because I'm disciplined and respectful of what God has given me and what's helping me to sustain, I'm going to do the right thing. But I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, if I want to. And that right there is just like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would not trade it for the world. Best feeling ever.
Who you telling? Boy, I got to elaborate on that, but I want to thank my main man. We got Josh Van Horn, another OG in the game, another triple OG, multiple channels. We have 2 channels that we used to collaborate on. We still have. We need to get back. I need to get back. That is the Credit Dudes and the Credit Dream Team. Josh Van Horn, get business credit. Self-love always come first. Forget about others. And I want to thank you for that $5. What? Super chat.
Hey.
Appreciate you, man. I had to take it back for you, Josh. Now, getting back to what you was just saying here. I hate I did that because I probably forgot what you were saying. No.
And I did too. Low key, I did too.
So going back and looking at like over the years and the knowledge that's out there and everything that's put out now. And I was just talking about how things are so simple. I want to talk about something that is very simple, and I think we often make it hard, but I hear people talk about it like it is simple. And I noticed as I was researching, you have some merch out that has 2 words on it: generational wealth. What's your thoughts on generational wealth?
Yeah, so the name of it is Generational Wealth Loading Family Business. You know, we're all subliminally always being programmed for something. So again, the words that are on these items are subliminally reprogramming all of us to think about life better. So if we can reprogram ourselves, especially in, the melanated community, to realize that there's a blueprint already. Every other culture is following that blueprint. We just talk about the blueprint and complain about everyone else's blueprint, but we never pick it up. So it's like it's subliminally just, instead of talking like, hey, let's do something, if I can just automatically make you start thinking like, dang, we can start a family business, and then by the 3rd generation, they'll be running half of the world. If that's what you desire to do, at least be wealthy enough to have multiple whatever in any state. If you could plant that seed now, heck, there could be the next Millers or the next Williamsons or the next Williams or the next Joneses instead of the big ones, the big 5.
Right.
So if it can start with just simple, powerful words, why not? See, like the vision for Be the Difference is, I know that I may not necessarily see the forefront 20 years from now or 30 years from now, whoever knows, I don't know. But if I could plant a seed that can grow and mature way more than what I could have done as Be the Difference company alone.
You just said it, and I was going to apologize, not to you, but to everybody prior to coming on this live, because I know with investing with Rod, it could look one way, but it's not meant that way. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I decided not to apologize, because what I'm trying to do, as long as I continue to do what everybody else has done and act like it is not happening, we're going to continue. I don't get into the generational words, the generational curses, the generational wealth. That's just me. I don't get into that. But I am right now. If I stop doing what I'm doing and I apologize for trying to help people, that generational curse is going to continue, whether it's in the slow lane, the fast lane, the middle lane, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think about generational wealth. Generational wealth is a possibility. But for us, people that look like me, and if you don't know, I don't sugarcoat nothing. Generational wealth will continue to be 2 words until we take advantage of the low-hanging opportunities that are in front of us. We got Google in front of us, but we rather Google what the damn royal family is doing instead of becoming the royal family. And the royal family is not about how much money you have, which is going to be a segue into the next thing I want to talk to Joy about. Joy said in a video, we've been inundated with living and love as having money and living lavishly and being comfortable and looking like this, that, and the other. But what we need to focus on is love, and creating memories. Talk to the people about that, Joy.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
to the people.
I firmly believe that again, a lot of if we could just go back to some sort of purity, then we would have more depth to humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like there would be less division. Not to say that there won't be, because there is. Like there's always got to be a balance, but it wouldn't be as hardcore as it is. We wouldn't be so easily swayed by what a broadcast can tell us. We wouldn't just go by like what people say and remember that we're not there to see things firsthand. So until you see it firsthand, everything is false. There could be like how fair would it be if a panel of four people got on at prime time and said that Invest with Rod was X, Y, and Z, and everybody ran with that, but never really even spoke to Invest with Rod. How fair is that? And we do it all the time. We do it to everyday people. We do it to our local government. We do it to upper government. We do it to foreign. Like you don't even you're never gonna step foot on those soil. A lot of people will still never take a plane ride out of their own city, and you're gonna be upset with somebody that's across the ocean that you never ever will ever speak to, but you can say definitively, like, yeah, you guys are having problems in your country. You've never stepped foot until you see it for yourself and you step foot on that soil. You have no idea if you're not just being played like we always are. So I don't fall for what people are telling us, because remember, we are being programmed and conditioned to do what the mass is supposed to do so that the few don't have to, because they got you.
I want to read what Trap got on his screen.
Hey,
Joy is
Trey.
hands down the queen of inspiration on YouTube. And
Oh,
she's the queen of inspiration social media. And the
wow.
crazy part is a lot of people don't even probably never even heard of Be the Difference, because we
Yeah.
get caught up in our own little circles and our own who we're comfortable with. I think about it all the time, and I promise you, I can't figure out how I did it, but I think about when PPT was Rod. That was PPT. I didn't know no Trap Visions. I didn't know no Be the Difference closing, no Wilder the Motivate, about what that wallet get busy. I didn't know nobody. How did I meet all these people? I stepped out of my comfort zone and just started. I went to Walmart and bought 2 lamps, and those were my lights. Now I got LED lights. And a lot of
Okay.
times people see where you are now, but they don't know the evolution that took place for you to get where you are. And the crazy part is why everybody else trying to forget where they used to be. I'm trying to remember, because it was a lot of boulders back there that I left behind.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk, and I've never had a chance to say this to Joy or anybody else. When people see me, they think it's a flash, Joy. They think it's what you really see sometimes probably is what you created in people have created in their own mind, a facade. But when I created Point Blank Travel, I'm circling back to what Joy said about lavish things. And this is why I was kind of worried about even asking her this question. I'm like, boy, you killing yourself. You got a whole channel talking about living lavish and money and this and that. But I thought about it. Hence, what Trap got on the screen, the queen of inspirational YouTube. Wait, Rod, you're not really doing this, that, and what you're following in the trap of what everybody else is saying. What's going on? You created Point Blank Travel to not only show people how to travel for free, but to leverage credit so they can keep their money in both instances, take that money, go invest so they can become free, like Joy just mentioned, and W-2 free. And yes, it does feel good when you get up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you go to bed, you play PlayStation all night, and you're running your own stuff. But you have to be disciplined, because I wasn't at first. I was getting up at 3 o'clock and the day was over. But let's listen to what's being put out there by people like Joy. Man, no, I'm like I told her, this is her show. I'm just a facilitator, but it's so many things that I'm trying to cram in an hour here. Now, Joy, we talked about generational wealth. We talked about love and memories. You had these socks, man. You be wearing these socks because you work out a lot. Now,
Wow.
what made you create the socks that you share and then you sell on Be the Difference on the website? What's the thought behind those?
Well, unfortunately, the socks have been discontinued. But it was just another way of just one, creating more buzz for the company, and two, keeping me creative in general. Because it was like there was only 12 that existed in the world. And once they sold out, they were never made again. I missed them because it was, like I said, they were just like timeless pieces. I remember I wanted Be the Difference to have its own watch, like to build a watch from scratch. I was talking to Trap about that too before he knew people, but I wanted to build a watch from scratch, and it was going to be so dope, so different from any of the watches out there. But instead, I was like, okay, I'll settle by making a sock. So I created a sock that said time standing still. And I had all different types of watches, stopwatches, wrist watches, the old, open up watches. But it was just like any representation of time standing still. And it's like, you have your conversation about what that means to you. So I miss them, but it was definitely a great time. Um, it was a great time during that era. Like, I used to pop out at least 30 or something more socks a month or so, and they were all different. So
Wow.
for all the people, I think even Afro and Trap and his wife definitely have a pair.
Mhm.
Um, they're the only ones that exist in the world with whatever style they have. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Y'all heard it here, man. Y'all heard it here. And not on the Points Blank Experience. You heard it from Be the Difference Clothing. That's what you
And
need to
the
remember.
crazy
Not the
thing
Points Blank
is,
Experience. 'Cause you're not going to find any socks in Orion, but please
yeah.
check out Be the Difference Clothing. Now, my next question I have for you, and this is only because I know your inspiration, I know your motivation. If you don't want to get into this, just say, right, I pass. But what are your thoughts on a very serious topic? What are your thoughts on mental health?
Oh my goodness. I think it's, you touched on it before. All of us could use a great deal of going to a therapist,
Mhm.
finding someone who, like, has an unbiased opinion that can listen to what we have to say. And who knows what, I don't know what goes on in between those sessions, but I think everyone should have and feel comfortable going to a therapist. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, we've been traumatized since infancy. Like, good Lord, we got pulled out of the womb and spanked already. Okay, they said it was for our good to breathe, but we already getting our behinds beat up already. And then, like, from being toddlers, you can't do this. No, 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 no. Now your freedom is slowly getting taken away. Your creativity is slowly getting taken away. Then we get structured into a facility,
Mhm.
school, pre-K, and we're with all of these different other kids, and we're being told, we're taught this. It's like different traumas that happen, and you bring that up to when we're supposed to be adults, which I say now, like, there are a lot of kids in adult bodies. And
Mm.
that's not to give people a pass on why they act the way they are, but it's just a way to remind you that you're not talking to what an adult really is, who we think the definition wise of what an adult is, what we've been told it's not necessarily true with who you're speaking to across. And that could go from any relationship, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. It's like, you don't know who you're talking to. You may be talking to the toddler version of that person because that's where they've been stuck all this time. So it's layers to everything. And going to therapy can help you melt away those layers so that you become more strong, right? And when you become more strong, when you have those attacks or those traumatic experiences that come up in different forms, you already know how to combat it because you have the tools. That is the purpose of that. And also, it helps us become even more humble and humane, knowing that we can't do it by ourselves.
Mm.
So I think therapy is great. Mental health is a big issue. I honestly, just to go a little off topic, I really truly believe that a lot of the people who are homeless now, um, I feel like they've aged out of the institutions and they just put out on the street. They're not necessarily people who fell on hard times. I feel like these are people who may have come out of institutions where tests dummied up until whenever and aged out, and now they're considered homeless. Because if you sit down and talk to some people, you would see like, nah, this isn't you. This isn't completely you. There's something else going on. Your chemistry is a little changed up. But a little love goes a long way. And I think that's the beginning of mental health healing.
You know, one thing when I thought about even asking this question, I've been thinking about it a lot, even prior to even thinking about interviewing anyone. I think one of the biggest things is, and it comes with the therapy, is communication. I think as a African American male and growing up in a two-parent household, one thing that we lacked in a two-parent household was communication. How does that happen? I'm not going to even elaborate because this is Joy's interview. I'll probably say that for a real talk with Rod, but we lacked communication. And another thing I think, and it goes along with what Joy is saying, and I haven't thought about the ran out of things in the institutions, but I have gone to a couple of different doctors in the last couple of years, and I don't really get the warm and fuzzy that everybody know what they talking about these days. And I'm
Mm.
being real with y'all. I'm being this is probably one of the most serious lives I've ever done. And I think everybody worry about AI. I think they're replacing some of the not knowing what's going on with medication that may be causing some of the
It does. It does. And it's I we don't have to say maybe it does.
mm,
Because remember, we're human, right? And when you put synthetic things into a human, you're changing DNA codes and structures, right? It just makes sense to me. So you put a synthetic thing in, you're changing DNA structures, you're not going to the root of the issue, which could possibly be just changing your eating habits a little bit according to what your anatomy, your true anatomy is, and that's a per person basis. You're not using the herbs, you're not using living things to help you live. You're using synthetic things or things that have been already dead. So yeah, I truly believe that, and then like I saw a video not like a long time ago, where the big family,
mm,
how they met with physicians, and then that wasn't even a thing back then. Everybody used to use herbs to heal, but then they wanted to get big pharma and become billionaires, so they introduced you have to go to medical because they have education. But even then, they were poisoning people. So the
wow.
more sick that we are as a community, whether don't matter the color, but if we're all sick, guess where we're all going? We all share the same common bond. Go to the doctor, and then per pill costs. And if that pill can heal that ailment, it can definitely be made to break down something else. So why would they tell you, oh, may cause this, that, and the other, and maybe death? Those
You're
are your
right.
those those are your basically those are gonna be what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah,
Long term, if you stay on this medication, these are the things that will happen to you. But we don't think of it that way. We just think of it as, okay, I'm gonna be on this, it's good for me, blah blah blah. You done changed up yet. And I'm not against medication because shoot, when I'm having a quick little sinus thing, I will pop a little Zyrtec here and there. But I'm just saying, when we stay on these synthetic things long term, yeah, it can help one thing, but next time you go to the doctor, oh, now your liver isn't functioning properly because of long term overuse of the side effect.
You know, I will say, man, in conjunction with what Joy is saying, please, man, y'all got to start asking these people questions. I know I do, and I don't have the time. I don't know what I'm talking about. But when I was in the hospital for 28 days in 2024 last year. And if you really want to know the side effects, just be in the hospital and watch the TV, man. They show all them commercials. They tell you all this. You see the same old commercials over and over. But I
Selling
went to,
drugs on TV legally. And
yeah,
you mad about the man on the corner. You selling drugs that are probably more lethal and will take you out quicker. Legalize drugs. Legalize drug dealers.
Most of them, boy, they had a list of stuff that it was, damn it. Yesterday, I had a doctor's appointment for something that was pretty serious. What was done wasn't serious, but what they were checking. So I said, hey, man, am I going to like talk to a doctor here to get some results? And, you know, I was told, this is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is what I was told. Go to your portal and the results will be down. So what if I need to talk to somebody? Will they call me? I don't think so. I walked out of this place, man. I didn't even, who was I going to talk to? I mean, everybody in there seemed to have the same mentality, man. And all I could do was just ask her as many questions as I could. And I pretty much got some of the answers. So ask the questions. I want to read this here. Joy helped me through a rough time on YouTube. She is a living testament of God's plan for us truly caring for each other. A living Black historical heroine. And that is from Vision 3D. And that, y'all, you don't buy that in no store. You don't get that on no award. That is a person saying this about another person. That's why I don't take meds, check the side effects, fix one thing and mess up something else, or several something else. They fix one thing, but boy, that's big facts. I had a ton of pills thrown at me that caused all types of problems when I came back from Iraq. Man, y'all hearing it right here. Y'all, and I'm looking at this time. We have about, I'm getting close to my threshold. I only have a couple more questions for Joy here. You said you were free. You have Be the Difference clothing, and you did a quote, and you did something, and you said, let's see here. I want to know, what did you mean when you said, I know what you meant, but tell for the people in the back, a paycheck is not a passion.
Oh, that was great. So back in 2014, I used to go to a lot of meetups. You know, Meetup, right? The app that was, it was big back then. This is before COVID or anything like that. But meetups were a big thing, and I was like strong, like I need to network and whatnot. So at the meetup, I was talking to some people, and we were going back and forth, and that's how that design came up. And I was like, yeah, paycheck is not a passion. And he was like, and then we just went back and forth about that. So the idea is there's nothing wrong. Again, it goes back to what I said. A lot of us are meant to be W-2s, but there's a lot of people who are meant to be entrepreneurs, just like there's a lot of people who are meant to lead. There's a lot of people who are meant to be the support system. There's a lot of people who are meant to, whatever, we all play a role, right? So if you are meant to be an entrepreneur and you stay at a W-2, how are you going to be fulfilled? And how are those relationships at W-2 going to be? It's not going to work. So I think in our programming from elementary to 12th grade, I think they need to implement, and I know they won't, but they need to implement some type of freedom in what are you particularly interested in? Do you find yourself, the test, like, you know how they do the love language test? Take the financial literacy test, or just the what do you want to do test, and find out, are you more of an employee, a leader, an owner? What are you? A manager? And that way you go into whatever higher education is for that particular thing. So I also believe that when you are doing what you're supposed to do, what your purpose is, and if you're following your passion, income will always be there to take care of your needs. Not for you to always live lavishly, but your fundamental needs will always be provided for. And anything above that threshold is a blessing, and then do whatever you want. But that's what that design means.
Wow. And I look at the country, I can't say the world. And we always point our fingers, we as the population, I'm not saying Joy and myself and people in these comments, but the general public points their fingers at the teachers a lot. But rarely do you hear anyone point the fingers at the curriculum. What Joy was just talking about, hey, when was the last time the general curriculum changed? I mean, the aptitude test, man, all this here, I don't care what happened in no damn 1812. Man, okay, it's part of history, but I don't care what happened. Now, what I am concerned about is what's going to happen in 2032. Let's talk about let's teach our kids what we're working on now. Who cares? We spent a whole hour a day talking about what used to be. And we're teaching people. And if you look at it, y'all, this is all I'm going to say, and I'm going to get off this horse. If you look at our population, it's way more people somewhere between homeless and blue collar than there are in the executive seats. So the curriculum ain't working, people. The curriculum can't be working, or you'd have more people in the executive seats and less people down in the poverty seats. Just a little note from ROD from PBE.
Yeah,
Now,
that's by design. That's by design. And also, just to piggyback real quick, why did you take out home ec and building? People need to learn how to produce food, make food for themselves, and also how to fix things and build for themselves. But again, that's not part of the programming.
And then you got all these people going to algebra and trigonometry. I don't care about no A plus B equals C. I just need to know do 3 plus 2 equals 5 and how to divide and multiply in the percentages. So when I make money, I know what to do with it.
Right.
If I go to the bank right now and say, hey, man, A plus B equals YZ, he gonna look at me like I'm crazy and we ain't gonna get nothing taken care of.
Yeah, that's not the deposit. That's not what the deposit slip or the withdrawal slip says. Where's your debit card? That's what they're gonna ask you.
Now, Trav said Joy's kicking straight knowledge, and you knew, so I can't wait for the hoodie. Now, that's a question I have, Joy. Your hoodies. Is that a personal statement, or is that because you're deep into fitness? We didn't even touch on fitness. I gotta have her back for part 2. Right?
So the hoodies is basically Be the Difference is going to inspire you from head to toe. So we do caps, beanies, outerwear like hoodies, t-shirts. It's just like I wanted to become a department store. So we have a book department. We had a music department where the ringtones were. We have the clothing department. I was gonna do underwear, but then I was like, nah, and then we would have the jewelry department if I did the watch or whatever. So, but it was more so just structuring it like to be parallel with the Walmarts and the Macy's and stuff like that. I always looked at Be the Difference as not a small business, but a growing one consistently. And so maybe one day, if that's in the plan for Be the Difference to be a full-fledged department store, then so be it. But everything's online now, so it could be an online department store.
And that's the way to go anyway, because I went to the mall. I was scared at the mall about 2 months ago, man. Wasn't nobody in there. I was like, and this was a normal booming mall, but everything's online, I guess.
Yeah, it's a dying breed. I did a pop-up over the summer, a 3-day pop-up, and there was tons of foot traffic because people were going back and forth to the train, but nobody was buying. I talked to the jewelry store and the perfume store that was across from me, and it was just like, I'm like, how do you guys make your rent?
That's what I was wondering. How businesses, even restaurants, how they in business when I never seen anyone in there? I mean, I don't know what they got going on.
And the jewelry store, they closed like an hour before the mall closed. That tells you it's not making money.
Hey, you knew it. Speaking of yes, I'm always down for part 2 and 3 and everything else. And it's all up to Joy. I just got to catch her with her time.
Hey, anytime. I'm around. I got freedom.
A couple questions. Everything else I'm going to ask is not written down. These are going to be short answer questions because I am cognizant. You're an hour ahead of me, and I'm cognizant of your time. I'm going to knock these out in probably 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Our youth today, if one thing that you think could help.
Learning financial freedom.
Y'all, this is not scripted. Joy didn't know any questions I was going to ask. I don't know the questions I'm going to ask half of them. So y'all heard it. Investing with Rod. I got a whole channel, and I'm not over there trying to get big and sound like I know what I'm just telling you straight for how to put $1, $2, $3 somewhere. The writing's on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I done heard a whole lot of people lately talking about getting laid off. It happened to me in 23, man, and I didn't think it was gonna happen ever. It happened to me in 23, and guess what? I vowed to myself, ain't nobody gonna ever tell me my service is no longer required. Nobody. And I'd be damned if I'm gonna tell myself that. If I tell myself that, something really wrong. Right. So, what could the people, the older generation, when I say the older generation, anybody, no, let me rephrase that. What can the 30 plus generation do to help our youth today?
Be present.
Y'all, not scripted. Be present. I'm gonna add to that. Be positively present.
Yeah.
Don't just be present, and that's good. Be present. Let's start there. Let's start with being in there first.
Yeah, you're right. Positive. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who are deviants, but yeah, be positively present.
All right, last question. No, next to the last question. I got one. The last one's real simple. And we're going to be doing a part 2, y'all, because I didn't touch the surface. But the next to the last question. Which one do I want to ask? This is just shooting from the hip here, man. Milkshake or ice cream?
Neither. Neither. I don't want no dairy. That's inflammation. Ew.
She's a health nut. I knew she was going to say that. Y'all, please check out Joy. Now, you are doing a lot of workouts. You do videos where you're working out. So if you guys need some ideas, go check out Joy. She's doing live. You want to tell people about that real quick, Joy? I don't have any more questions.
Yeah.
The screen for and that'll give me a chance. I need to run for like 73 seconds. I'll be right back. Just talk to me 73 seconds.
Okay. So y'all, you can find me on every platform at BTD LLC. The fitness. So basically, in order for me to stay active on this platform, I just go live on to show my fitness. And that's one thing that I do regularly, not as often as I'd like to, but I do it regularly. And that helps me keep on uploading videos on this channel. So that's a really reason why, since I retired Hello World, I just had to figure out some other content. And that seems to be the content that this platform likes from me. So that's why I'm heavily doing fitness. So yeah, there's a lot of content on there. There's different challenges. If you want food challenges, or if you just want to see content like what we were just talking about, you can find on any episode of Hello World. There's different playlists from 0 to 500, then 501 to 800, and then so forth. And every day was a different conversation. There was some mix between interviews versus we did a writing. We wrote songs together. We sold things on here. So anyway, that's that. On the other platforms like TikTok, I'm more regular on there because I find that the growth on TikTok can be great for Be the Difference. And there's also, it's easier too because I can play music on my lives. And that is what is most important to me. The fact that I can play music is the reason why I'm over on TikTok more often. But we do live printing, we do live pop-ups, we do the fitness once in a while, but we also now, like you knew, I go live with her and then we just meet other TikTokers on the platform. So there's that. I'm on Fanbase, Twitch, X, every platform you can think of, we're there. So it's BTD LLC. If you want to shop with us, it's Be the Difference Clothing it's Be the Difference LLC.com. Be the Difference LLC.com to shop for all of your inspirational needs. We go from infancy all the way up. So yes.
All right, y'all. I just put it in the thing. Look for B. Oh, I jacked it up. BT. Let me type this again because somebody gonna see BTDLLC. If there's anybody from the Alliance or executive team in here, can you delete that first comment? I might be able to. I just don't want nobody to look at it and be all confused thanks to Rod. Well, y'all, we've been here for right at an hour and 4 minutes.
That's crazy. It wasn't fast.
Yeah, I can do it right here myself. Bam. See you, and I wouldn't want to be. It's gone. All right, now. So, y'all, 1 hour, and we are gonna do a part 2. We don't know when. I gotta reach out if we're on Joy's time. Y'all, the only thing I got to say, man, it's real simple, man. There's so many knowledgeable people out there, man. Start talking to people you don't know. Like I said, when I came on YouTube, it was just Rod. Now I know a Trap Vision. I know a Be the Difference Clothing. I know a You Knew. And when I said no, I virtually know. I met Trap in person, but a lot of the people I have, but I can reach out and call them if I really need and have a question, man. A lot of people are just a phone call or a DM or a website away. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Now, Joy, my last question was this an experience?
I enjoyed it. And I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Everybody that's watching the replay, may you be inspired by something that either one of us said. May your lives and your heart be more filled, and you feel like, hey, if you do have a mental health crisis, to go ahead and get help and not be afraid. Don't be afraid of healing and being a better you. Because that's what people want us to do, is just to stay stuck in brokenness so that we don't become what we're purposed to be, and that we're being able to be who we truly are, which are strong people. God didn't create weak people. God, Jamaica, whatever you believe in, did not create weak people. Rod, thank you so much for allowing me to be on your platform. I had a great time. It was definitely fun. I appreciate it.
Man, thank you. Thank you. You know, I always get worried when I reach out to people. They could easily tell me no. And I've had other people that had to reschedule, but I don't think I've had maybe one person that said no, not right now. But thank you for agreeing to do this, and thank you for just sharing your knowledge with everyone and everything you've done over the years and that you're going to continue to do for the community. Not just when we say community, y'all, we're not talking about an ethnical community. We're talking about everybody. The community, in my community, is a whole lot of different races and different people. So let's just start right now. Let's start worrying about ourselves more. And if we're going to worry about somebody, let's worry about our youth and maybe our elderly. Let's start worrying about them a little. If we're going to worry about somebody. Hey, Trap said this was dope. Trap said Joy will always be one of my favorite people. Same here, Trap. I'm not just saying this, y'all. I'm strategic now who I reach out to. And I'm going to end this like I started. I started it with most of the guests that have been on here. Now I got to add Joy, not standing by me, but as part of the guests. And I'm going to continue that on. And that is maybe one day it'll be 10 minutes long. Right now it's about 52 seconds long. That's because I put a whole lot of people in one picture. I didn't want it too long. So. But Joy, do you have anything else for me? Did you need to be backstage or anything? Because I know it's late over there on the East Coast. Or did you have anything?
No, I just want to say thank you again. Like, we are using our platforms for positivity and for change and for humanity. So just keep on pushing, keep on building. And like you said, we all got to stay connected, at least from time to time, check on each other and make sure we're all right, you know?
And Joy just brought up a good point. Speaking of platforms, you're not seeing me as much on Point Blank Travel because I think the services are needed more in investing in personal finance. Mm-hmm. I can talk about credit, and I will continue to talk about credit, and if specials come out, but just to get on there and do 2 or 3 hour lives talking about credit cards that I've already talked about, I'd rather put that energy toward showing people how to get ready for tomorrow. So PBT is not going anywhere. We're just reshifting, repivoting to provide to the viewers. And that's what these platforms were meant to be. Watch collecting, how to invest, be the difference, motivational, cooking, whatever your niche is, man, they were created to show people different things. Let's take it back there. Now, everybody go support. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play what we started out with. Joy, thank you so much. It was an honor for you to have you here and for you being here. While us have a great night. Now, everybody go support Joy and grab some inspirational merch. Yes, please go support her. Thank you, Josh Van Horn, for that $5 super chat. Man, Thurston, you on your job? Where you at home? Super chat. There you go. Had to wake Thurston up. Thurston sleep in the back. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and play this here real quick, and we're gonna raise up. I'm not gonna come back, but much love to everybody, and for all the people that have ever been on the Points Blank Experience. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you again, Joy. Much love. All right.